If you are over 60, there is something happening inside your body right now that most people never feel until it is too late. And it has nothing to do with pain, fever, or obvious illness, because your kidneys can lose a surprising amount of function silently while you go on with your normal daily life, eating foods you have trusted for years, foods that seem harmless, comforting, and familiar. Yet research shows that some everyday choices slowly force these delicate organs to work harder and harder until they simply cannot keep up anymore. Which is why doctors often say kidney damage is one of the quietest health problems of aging, creeping in unnoticed and only revealing itself when serious trouble has already begun. What makes this even more alarming is that many of the foods linked to kidney strain are not exotic or rare, but common items sitting in kitchen cabinets, refrigerators, and dinner plates across millions of homes, especially among older adults who rely on convenience, habit, or long-standing cultural meals. In a moment, we will count down 5 of these everyday foods, starting with the least damaging and moving toward the ones that place the greatest long-term burden on aging kidneys. And at the end of this video, you will also discover the single food that research suggests may help protect kidney function the most in seniors, a food many people overlook, yet studies consistently point to its unique ability to support these vital filters when consumed the right way. Number 5. Processed meats. Processed meats often feel like an easy solution for quick meals, especially as we age and energy for cooking long recipes fades. But foods like sausages, hot dogs, deli slices, bacon, and cured meats carry a heavy hidden cost for kidney health because they are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and chemical compounds that kidneys must filter out of the bloodstream every single day. Sodium, which is simply salt, plays a role in fluid balance, but too much of it forces the kidneys to work over time to remove excess water and maintain stable blood pressure, and over many years, this constant strain can slowly damage the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys. For seniors, this is especially risky because kidney efficiency naturally declines with age, meaning the same amount of sodium causes more stress at 65 than it did at 35. Research has also shown that certain preservatives used in processed meats, such as nitrates and nitrites, can contribute to inflammation in blood vessels, reducing healthy blood flow to the kidneys and making it harder for them to repair daily wear and tear. Many people think small portions are harmless, especially when processed meats are eaten alongside bread, cheese, or sauces that also contain salt. Preparing alternatives at home can help reduce this burden, such as choosing fresh poultry or fish seasoned with herbs, lemon, garlic, or mild spices instead of cured products. If processed meats are consumed, keeping portions small, drinking enough water, and avoiding them late in the day may slightly reduce stress on the kidneys, but the safest approach is limiting them as much as possible. As we move on, the next food may surprise you, because it often hides behind a healthy image while still quietly challenging kidney function. Processed meats may seem like a convenient option, especially for seniors who may not have the energy or time for extensive cooking, but the hidden risks to kidney health are significant. Beyond sodium, preservatives, and nitrates, these meats often contain additives, such as phosphates and flavor enhancers that are not always listed clearly on labels. Phosphates, for instance, are a major concern because they contribute to mineral imbalances, particularly affecting calcium and phosphorus levels, which directly influence kidney workload. Studies have shown that even moderate consumption of processed meats can increase the risk of chronic kidney disease, CKD. For example, a 2015 study published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that participants consuming just one serving of processed meat daily had a 23% higher risk of developing kidney dysfunction over 10 years compared to those who avoided it. This effect is magnified in older adults because kidney filtration capacity naturally declines with age. For those who cannot completely avoid processed meats, pairing them with fiber-rich vegetables, drinking adequate water, and avoiding consumption in the evening. Number 4. Certain dairy products. Dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are commonly associated with strong bones and good nutrition, yet for aging kidneys, some forms of dairy can become a subtle problem over time due to their high levels of phosphorus and saturated fat. Phosphorus is a mineral that helps keep bones strong, but when consumed in excess, it can accumulate in the blood and force the kidneys to work harder to remove it, a task that becomes increasingly difficult as kidney function naturally declines with age. Many seniors unknowingly consume more phosphorus than they realize, because it is present not only in natural dairy foods but also added to processed cheeses, flavored yogurts, and shelf-stable milk products to improve texture and shelf life. When phosphorus builds up, it can disrupt the balance of calcium in the body, leading to weaker bones and additional strain on the kidneys as they try to restore balance. Saturated fat in full-fat dairy may also contribute to artery stiffness, which reduces healthy blood flow to the kidneys and limits their ability to filter blood efficiently. This does not mean all dairy must be eliminated, but portion size and type matter greatly for seniors. Choosing lower phosphorus options like small amounts of plain yogurt or switching to fortified plant-based alternatives in moderation can reduce stress on the kidneys while still supporting overall nutrition. Preparing dairy foods at home without added preservatives and spacing them throughout the day instead of consuming large amounts at once can further help the kidneys manage the load more comfortably. Next, we will look at a food category many people depend on daily without realizing how strongly it can influence kidney workload. Dairy has long been promoted for bone health, but for seniors, careful selection is key. Full-fat cheeses and flavored yogurts may contain hidden phosphorus additives, which are often labeled as phosphate or phosphoric acid in ingredient lists. Phosphorus, while essential, can accumulate in the blood if kidneys cannot filter it effectively. This excess phosphorus can contribute to vascular calcification, making arteries stiffer and blood flow to the kidneys less efficient. Research published in Kidney International highlighted that higher intake of phosphorus-rich dairy products in older adults correlated with faster progression of kidney function decline, particularly when combined with diets high in sodium or red meat. Opting for plain, low-fat, or plant-based alternatives such as soy, almond, or oat milk fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Homemade yogurt or cheese also allows control over added sugar and preservatives. Number 3. Refined grains and white bread. Refined grains such as white bread, white rice, pastries, and many baked goods are staples in many senior diets because they are soft, easy to chew, and quick to prepare. But these foods can quietly undermine kidney health over time by affecting blood sugar and metabolic balance. When grains are refined, the fiber and nutrients are removed, leaving starch that quickly turns into sugar in the bloodstream, causing blood glucose levels to rise more sharply than they would with whole grains. High blood sugar, even at levels that do not meet the threshold for diabetes, can damage the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys by making them stiff and less flexible, reducing their filtering efficiency year after year. This process happens slowly, which is why many seniors never connect their daily bread or rice consumption with kidney strain until laboratory tests revealed declining function. Refined grains also lack the protective antioxidants and minerals found in whole grains, which normally help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in kidney tissue. Preparing meals with whole grains like oats, barley, or brown rice in smaller, manageable portions can help stabilize blood sugar and reduce kidney workload, especially when paired with protein and healthy fats that slow digestion. For seniors who struggle with digestion, soaking grains, cooking them thoroughly, or choosing softer whole grain options can make them easier to tolerate without sacrificing kidney support. Yet research suggests it can quietly interfere with kidney health when consumed regularly. Refined grains may feel safe and familiar, but their impact on kidney health is subtle yet profound. Foods like white bread, white rice, crackers, and pastries spike blood sugar rapidly because the fiber is removed during processing. Even in seniors without diabetes, repeated high blood sugar levels can lead to microvascular damage, affecting the nephrons the kidney's microscopic filters. Beyond glucose spikes, refined grains contribute to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, two factors known to accelerate kidney function decline. The lack of antioxidants, B vitamins, and fiber means these foods provide calories without protective compounds that counter oxidative damage. Over time, this can manifest as reduced filtration efficiency, higher protein levels in urine, albuminuria, and eventual kidney strain. Replacing refined grains with whole grains can slow digestion, improve gut health, and reduce insulin spikes. Options like oatmeal, quinoa, barley, and brown rice provide fiber and antioxidants that help manage blood sugar while supporting kidney tissue. For seniors who struggle with digestion or have dental issues, soaking grains or choosing finely milled whole grain flours for baking can make these foods more accessible without sacrificing kidney benefits, reduces the glycemic impact of meals, and ensures a steady supply of energy. Rotating grains and limiting refined options to occasional treats helps minimize cumulative kidney stress over time. Number 2, sugary drinks and sweetened beverages. Sugary drinks, including sodas, sweetened teas, flavored juices, and energy drinks, place a surprisingly heavy burden on the kidneys, particularly in older adults whose bodies are less able to adapt to sudden sugar and fluid imbalances. The kidneys must filter excess glucose, which can damage the delicate filtering units called nephrons over time, even in people without diagnosed diabetes. Many sweetened beverages also contain phosphorus additives and artificial flavoring compounds that further increase kidney workload, forcing these organs to process substances they were never designed to handle in large quantities. In addition, liquid sugar does not create the same feeling of fullness as solid food, leading people to consume more calories and sugar without realizing it, which contributes to weight gain, higher blood pressure, and metabolic stress, all of which directly affect kidney health. For seniors, dehydration can also play a role because sugary drinks do not hydrate as effectively as plain water, making the kidneys work harder to concentrate urine and remove waste. Preparing simple alternatives like water infused with lemon, cucumber, or a splash of natural fruit juice can satisfy flavor cravings while supporting kidney function. Now we arrive at the food that research suggests places the greatest long-term strain on kidneys when eaten regularly, yet it remains one of the most common items on dinner tables. Sugar-laden drinks are deceptively harmful to kidney health, particularly in older adults. High concentrations of sugar, often fructose, force kidneys to work overtime to excrete excess glucose and maintain electrolyte balance. Fructose metabolism also increases uric acid production, which can further damage kidney tissue and increase the risk of kidney stones. Many commercial beverages also contain phosphate additives and artificial colorings or flavorings which the kidneys must filter. Over decades, this repeated strain can contribute to chronic kidney disease. A 2017 study in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that adults consuming more than 2 sugary beverages daily had a significantly higher risk of declining kidney function independent of body weight or diabetes status. Avoiding large quantities at once and sipping slowly throughout the day allows kidneys to process fluids and waste more effectively. For seniors who miss sweetness, small portions of fresh fruit or berries can satisfy cravings while providing antioxidants that counter kidney stress. When the body is more metabolically active, reduces the risk of blood sugar spikes and kidney strain compared to evening consumption. Staying hydrated with water also improves overall kidney filtration and helps flush metabolic waste more efficiently. Number 1, excess red meat. Red meat, including beef, lamb, and pork, stands at the top of the list when it comes to foods that can quietly damage kidney health in seniors when consumed in large or frequent amounts. Because it is rich in animal protein that produces waste products, the kidneys must filter out of the blood. While protein is essential for maintaining muscle and strength, animal protein generates compounds such as urea and creatinine during digestion, which place a direct workload on the kidneys, and this workload increases significantly as kidney efficiency declines with age. Studies have shown that diets high in red meat are associated with faster decline in kidney function, compared to diets that rely more on plant-based proteins, especially in older adults. Red meat is also high in saturated fat, which contributes to artery narrowing and reduced blood flow to the kidneys, limiting their ability to repair themselves and maintain healthy filtration. Another concern is that cooking red meat at high temperatures can create compounds that increase inflammation and oxidative stress, further challenging kidney tissue. This does not mean seniors must eliminate red meat entirely, but portion size, frequency, and preparation method matter greatly. And alternating red meat with fish, beans, or lentils can significantly reduce kidney strain while still supporting muscle health. Pairing protein with vegetables and whole grains also helps balance digestion and waste removal. Understanding how red meat affects kidney workload brings us to an important question, which is what food may actually help protect these vital organs rather than strain them. Red meat represents the highest risk among common foods when it comes to kidney health in seniors. Animal proteins create nitrogenous waste like urea and creatinine, which kidneys must excrete. Over decades, the cumulative effect of high red meat intake can accelerate nephron loss, reduce kidney filtration rate, and increase risk of chronic kidney disease. A longitudinal study published in Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that older adults consuming high amounts of red meat had faster declines in kidney function compared to peers with higher intake of plant-based proteins. Beyond protein, red meat is rich in saturated fat, which contributes to arterial stiffness, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to kidneys and reducing their repair capacity. Cooking methods further influence risk. High heat grilling or frying produces advanced glycation end products, AGEs, and heterocyclic amines, HCAS, compounds linked to inflammation and oxidative stress. Slow cooking, steaming, or stewing meat can minimize these harmful byproducts while still providing necessary nutrients. Practical strategies for seniors include moderating portion sizes, 3 to 4 ounces per meal, alternating red meat with fish, poultry, legumes, or tofu, and pairing protein with vegetables, whole grains, or healthy fats. For example, a mixed bean and vegetable stew with a small portion of lean beef provides balanced nutrition without overburdening the kidneys. Regularly incorporating plant-based proteins helps reduce overall kidney workload and provides fiber and antioxidants that further protect kidney function. #1 that protects them most. The food that research consistently points to as most protective for kidney health in seniors is leafy green vegetables, particularly those like spinach, kale, and arugula, when eaten in appropriate portions and prepared thoughtfully. These greens are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and natural plant compounds that help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the kidneys, supporting the health of the tiny blood vessels that perform filtration. Unlike heavy animal proteins, leafy greens produce fewer waste products during digestion, giving aging kidneys a lighter workload while still providing essential nutrients. Studies suggest that diets higher in plant-based foods are linked to slower decline in kidney function, partly because they help stabilize blood pressure and improve blood vessel flexibility, both of which are critical for kidney health. Preparing these vegetables by lightly steaming or sautéing them, rather than eating them raw in very large amounts, can make them easier to digest for seniors while preserving their protective benefits. Combining leafy greens with healthy fats like olive oil can further improve nutrient absorption and support overall kidney function. As we reach the end of this discussion, but by years of small choices that either support or strain these vital organs. Avoiding excessive processed meats, managing dairy intake wisely, choosing whole grains over refined ones, limiting sugary drinks, and moderating red meat consumption can collectively reduce the daily workload placed on aging kidneys. If you found this information helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone you care about. How our bodies function tomorrow, and thank you for watching.